Hey everybody, Jayson Savage here at the Sonance Design Studio in San Clemente, California. Man, it's hard to really put into words what we've seen here for the last few days, and I know maybe I'm talking to a lot of you out there kind of out of context because you haven't had the chance to come down to the Sonance Design Studio. And if you haven't, we're really here to share some of the great things that they've got going on here and really talk about some of the things we've learned here this week. We're not going to take a super deep dive, but we are going to take a walk around the building here and kind of take a look at a few things. One of the biggest things that we learned about here this week is the Sonance Design Gallery app. This is a huge investment that's been made. Not when you look around the building here, you see all the other things that have been happening here. Of course, you've got physical infrastructure, but this is actually a virtual gateway into all the messaging and all of the things that we've been talking about here and been taught that you can bring to your customers. You can show them examples of solutions that you can bring to them. One of the best things that we do as dealers, as salespeople, is connect people with opportunities. This Design Gallery app really gives you a visual representation of the places that you can take your installations, whether they're residential, whether they're commercial, or maybe you're an integrator that works in the high-end marine world like yachts and stuff. Sonance, the entire family of products, has solutions that fit into every one of these things. So if you take a look maybe here at the residential queue, for example, we got different examples of things that you can present to your customer in a way that doesn't talk about cone material or technology or drivers or any of that kind of stuff. It really talks about the experience that they can have in their home, in their business. And really, this gallery is designed to give you the tools to articulate what that's going to look like for your client. If you want to get a copy of this, where do I get a copy of the Design Gallery app? You got to reach out to your rep at Oliver Marketing. He will give you a QR code, and we're happy to share that with you so you can present this to your clients. And if you don't know how to present it, guess what? We're the resource for that. Reach out to your local Oliver Marketing rep. We'll make sure that you can confidently present this, or we can go out with you with your client and stand in as the Sonance rep and say, hey, these are the solutions that we have for you. We're not here to talk about price. We're just here to talk about the options that are available to customers out there. So if you haven't seen this before, if you haven't talked to us about this before, let's make sure we sit down and have a look at what the Sonance Design Gallery app can be used within your team as a sales tool, as a marketing tool. There's a lot of different levers that you can use and get out of this investment that Sonance has made. And we talk about investment. Let's take a look at all the technology that they've got here on the wall, right? We've got new speakers, we've got trimless design, and we can mix and match some of the highest end products that they have here in the building with some of the most affordable products, and it'll all look the same. So you can see here along the wall, they've got vignettes that show, the VX speakers. We've got James loudspeakers. We've got all the trim bezels, whether they're TrueFig or not. We've got the invisible speakers, and we move into the outdoor products. We move into the marine products, a complete lineup of solutions that really fit into where your customers might not even realize that there's an opportunity to have some fun in their home or in their business or what have you. And it's not just relegated to outdoor. It's not just relegated to ambient multi-room audio. They've got a great lineup of home theater products, whether it's in the Sonance line, which kind of gives you some, we'll say, pre-selected, configurable solutions, all the way up to James, where you say, hey, we run into this option. We run into this opportunity. We haven't seen a product for it. Can you help us with that? From what we've heard so far this week, the answer from James is pretty much always yes. The only time they said no was when they were bad ideas. So if you look at it from that perspective, Sonance is really a partner with you in your business. And when you talk about custom, again, they can go to stuff that comes right out of the box. It's pretty simple to install and represent, all the way to something that a client may have never ever seen. You as an integrator, you might not have ever seen it because it hasn't been built yet. That's really the power of what Sonance can offer you. There's a bunch of different products in that family, right? You've got Sonance, pretty well known in the industry here. You've got James, another major brand in the industry. They're all under one roof. But you've also got products like TrueFig, and you've got products like iPort that kind of really round out the offerings around the board. So you might be thinking, yeah, I'm the biggest Sonance dealer in the world, or I want to be the biggest Sonance dealer in the world, but I run into an opportunity for point of sale, or I've run into an opportunity for outdoor, or I get a marine job. You don't have to shop anywhere else. You can stay right here in the Sonance family. So if we take a look around the building here, I want to walk with the camera. Chris is going to follow me and just kind of get a look at the investment that Sonance has made for dealers, for builders, for designers, for architects. If you have a client out there that is a builder, is a designer, is an architect, let's talk about them. Let's get them the opportunity to come in here and experience all the things that Sonance and James have to offer them. And again, it doesn't matter if it's outdoor audio, doesn't matter if it's interior audio, doesn't even matter if audio is the first thing that they're thinking of. This can be just another component into the bigger offerings that you can present to a client and create opportunities for them, for yourself, but also for them to have something different to offer their guests or their clients that come into their buildings, et cetera. And get a quick look at the ceiling in this room and you get an idea of all the different cool custom applications that they offer, as well as some of the stuff that comes right out of the box. One of the best things that we've experienced while we were here in the last couple of days is that we got to listen to so many different products. There's very, very few, if any, manufacturers out there where you can walk into a facility and get a taste of just about everything that they have to offer. This room and the other rooms in this building really give you that. And it's, I mean, if I seem a little dumbstruck, it's because we've seen a lot in the last day and a half, 2 days, but it's incredible. Really, the level of detail that you can get down to with the team here is insane. And again, the solutions that are offered here are really second to none. So when you really talk about custom, these guys are putting the capital C in custom. We are here in the common area at the Sonance Design Studio, and just taking a look around here again, these are all going to be things that are familiar to a lot of your higher end clientele, or maybe aspirational to some of your clientele that's maybe punching above their weight a little bit financially. But when you look at this space, you think about the investment that's been made. One of the things that doesn't get talked about a whole lot is the partnership that's available to you from a manufacturer like Sonance. You can really take it to the grassroots, granular level where you can connect with the personalities and the people here on the team and bring out your best designers, your best architects. I mean, look at this space. You could have an entire architectural firm here, or a builder conference here, or maybe an opportunity to educate the people that you're working with out there in the trades as to what it is you do and the value that you bring as an integrator into their space, into their business. We talk a lot about partnerships, but again, the biggest key is putting people and opportunity together. And I think this building, if you could embody what that looks like, I think does a great job of really putting that into a physical form where, you can come and experience it. You can listen to things, you can see things, you can touch things that you would never have an opportunity to do otherwise. So, let's talk about what the opportunities are. Let's talk about where we can help you take your business and what you can offer your clients in the grand scheme of things. And it doesn't have to be a visit here to the studio. You could book something virtually. You can come and talk to myself or one of the team members on all of our marketing. We can impart some of that magic upon you. But at the end of the day, this is all about partnership. This is all about being, good stewards and good friends at the end of the day, right? This is not, nobody dies on the operating table of the AV industry. Let's just put it where we're at here, right? So the fact that this is a tool that you can leverage with your clients, with the people that you're doing business with to elevate your own business, it's really just going to help elevate everybody's ship in a rising tide. So with that, take a look around here in the studio and enjoy. Here in this room, this is the Shootout Room, right? So this is more of your residential product where you can kind of compare some of the speakers. And there's actually a visual representation of when you're doing the shootout, what you're listening to. So it's really easy for people in this room to get a taste of what, visual performance looks like and sounds like versus the built-in visible, or what the subwoofer edition sounds like with and without, and what some of the lower fill speakers sound like. You can also take a look here at the ceiling. You can see some of the trims and some of the different applications that they offer. You can also tell the story to some of your design crowd that, hey, if you're going to do invisibles, it will work behind acrylic-based Venetian wax, or it'll work behind drywall, level 5 drywall even. paperback wood veneers, wallpaper, etc., leather even. So, a lot of those things may not immediately pop to mind when you're thinking about how you're going to incorporate audio into some of these spaces. Some of us go, oh, let's just do the smart speaker because it's easy. That's a terrible way to deliver an experience to your clients. It's not something that's unique, right? But this room kind of spells out what those details are, and that is unique, that is powerful, and that's really what this entire investment is designed to convey. So whether it's custom subwoofers, whether it's off-the-shelf product, whether it's just your traditional round speaker, all the way up to something that you can hide in the drywall that nobody will ever see, they'll only be able to hear. Sonance has got a product that's going to suit your application. One of the things that we learned about here this week that I didn't really know a whole lot about before we started, but after the last couple of days, I learned a whole lot more in the meantime, is the iPort product that Sonance offers. So when you think about the world today of control systems and you think about what's happening there, there's a lot of, we'll just say, a lot of different competing schools of thought. Some people would say you got to keep it all in the bucket with that manufacturer of control system, and there's other people that are like, you know what, maybe some of those controls are a little too elaborate. My clients are comfortable navigating multiple apps, and there's an option for those clients as well. iPort really kind of brings those two worlds together, right? Because on the one hand, you've got a known quantity. You've got the iPad. You can load software onto there. There's apps galore, whether it's a control system or a manufacturer-specific app. You can load it right on there, right? You can navigate it freely. The cool thing about the iPort is you're not dealing with some of the maybe quality control issues or item-specific pricing that goes along with those specific manufacturer touch panels, what have you. And again, you've got something that is robust enough, engineered and designed to work, whether it's a lockdown situation or just another iPad. You've got a cool way to interface with the home or with the building on a known device. It's not something that's foreign to people. Most people have seen an iPad or seen a smartphone at this point, right? So really what the guys at iPort have done is worked with the folks at Apple to make sure that their designs are, basically as close to Apple OEM quality as they can possibly get. They've got some unique charging features that are built in here. So they've got replaceable technology over time as things get changed or things get upgraded. There'll be new cases that will be tooling up with new technology. You can physically lock the tablets onto the dock, so they'll never come off the wall. So a client could always go to, hey, this is the iPort place, or this is the control portal to my home or to my business, and I'll always go here and it'll always look like the control system if that's what I wanted to do. So I think a lot of dealers may overlook what iPort can really do for their business. And I know from firsthand experience that, not a lot of people make money selling iPads, but this is a great way to give your customer a very robust, product that was designed not for the control system space, that you can lock it down and create a known, reliable, robust point of access to control your house, control your building, control your boat, you name it. You can lock it into a pad and always have it look nice, look tidy, and be as secure, be as open as you want it to be. So if you haven't looked at iPort before, let's make sure we talk about it, because I think it's a huge opportunity to, again, give your clients the value add of the nice iPad, the nice interface, but also give them a case with a charging capability and security or the features that they're looking for from maybe a fixed tablet or interface for control system. What are you guys doing in my kitchen? Man, don't I wish, right? Holy cow. There isn't a whole lot about this room that I can articulate in a little video, but really the big takeaway that I wanted to impart upon anybody that watches this video is the investment that Sonance has made in the space, in the channel. They actually built this great room inside their facility to really deliver on the concepts that we're trying to impart upon our clients, right? A luxury space, a great room that has fantastic lighting, great audio, wonderful decor, beautiful appliances. Those are all of the hallmarks of what custom install is all about, right? Delivering a unique experience or deliver a unique package to a client for their home that nobody else has, or maybe somebody else has it, but it's not exactly the same. This is a next level engagement, really. This kind of really bridges the gap between what we're doing in the traditional AV space into the lifestyle space. We see that overall, it's a huge arc in our industry. It's a big change, and no big surprise. Sonance, being a thought leader and an industry leader, is really kind of leading that charge. So when you're looking at what you see here in the building, you're thinking about what you offer your clients. I think Sonance is one of those partners you should really be looking at in terms of what can I bring that delivers best-in-class performance at any price point across the lineup, and think about what that can do for your business and what that can do for your clients.